Bernie and Joe Biden's manifesto. You know, almost 5 million first-time gun owners since January in this country. I have people asking me every day, Hannity, I've known that you've been, you've been using a firearm trained in the use of a firearm since you're a kid. What's your advice? They always ask the wrong question, by the way. What gun do you think I should get? What do you think? An AR or this? I'm like, okay, slow down. You know, most people, first I would say I have non-lethal weapons that are perfectly legal that I have bought first. That's my first option. My first option is not to kill anybody if somebody, God forbid, broke into my house. Probably the best thing that any family would have is a shotgun. But before you get any gun, you go down to a range and you take a lesson. One thing I can tell you about gun owners and gun professionals is they are more than eager to teach you gun safety. Learn the safety and use and storage of your firearm before you buy it. They'll teach you. And it won't cost you a lot of money. Just take a class. Sometimes you take a class, it costs next to nothing if you're not done at that particular place. You know, that's my advice. A gun is not a toy, but if you want to get one to defend yourself, learn the safety of firearms first. You know, Tom Cotton is back to bill to halt unemployment benefits to the rioters. I mean, you know, look at this. In Portland, you have a 650% increase in murder. Seattle, you know, the first 8 months total almost surpassing all of 2019, just like New York City. All these Democratic-run cities and states, you know, the murder rate in New York, it's 277% increase in 1 month alone in New York City. These cities are disintegrating before our very eyes, and they're letting it happen. I mean, it's sad to watch this. You know, and Kamala and Joe, they're late to the game. They're not even in this. Do I look like a radical socialist with a soft spot for rioters? Well, what are you, Joe? Because you're the most radical candidate ever of a mainstream party in the country's history. You know, lying that the president didn't condemn violence, that's another lie. Just like he said, oh, I won't ban fracking. You did say you were going to ban fracking. You know, Trump's allies challenged Biden. You know, it's all talk from Biden. It's 50 years of talk. He's not banning fracking, but he was banning fracking. That's all he's done is talk about it. You know, look at this on Chicago. Chicago gangs have formed a pact to execute cops who draw weapons on suspects. Portland police finally used smoke grenades and pepper balls. Oh, gee, it's working. You had a man bashed in the back of the head with bricks falling face first on the sidewalk. That's all on video. We'll show you tonight. A 66-year-old viciously beaten with a bottle in a random attack caught on New York City surveillance. We'll show you that tonight. The National Guard has been helpful, Kenosha mayor says. Ken Buck is calling for congressional hearings. Who's funding a lot of these radical groups moving from city to city? Progressives demanding Portland's mayor and police chief resign. I love that one. Weekend gun violence pushed Philadelphia to over 300 homicides so far in 2020. More killings this year than all of 2016, 15, 14, and 13 combined. You know, nearly 60 shot in Chicago, 10 killed in Chicago this weekend. 5 dead in New York City this weekend. 30 cops dead so far this year. And thousands injured. How's that these liberal policies and the police become the enemy working? Hey, listen, all of us love earbuds, right? The Raycon's newest model, the everyday E25 earbuds, the best ones ever, 6 hours...